A number of comedians are going after someone who refers to himself as the Fat Jewish on social media. Now, this man is Josh the Fat Jew Ostrovsky. I think I said his last name right, but he is extremely popular on Instagram. He has 5.7 million followers on Instagram, hundreds of thousands of followers on Twitter. And if you look at his accounts, he's not necessarily selling himself as a comedian, but he certainly does aggregate a lot of different jokes that people will share on social media, right? So people are not happy about this. Patton Oswalt is one of those people who's not happy about it, and he's been retweeting the concerns of many different comedians out there who feel that the Fat Jewish or the Fat Jew is stealing jokes from them. I know, that's what he refers to himself.
No, I know, it just sounds funny every time. That's the only thing that is genuinely funny about him.
And that hair, just stop with the hair. But anyway, all right, let me go. On with
Let
what's
her go,
going on.
let her go.
All right, so let's give you an example of something that Patton Oswalt actually did retweet, and it does voice some of the concerns. One person wrote, "Sure, the Fat Jew stole our jokes to build his career, but on the bright side, we can all add writer Comedy Central to our resumes, because he's basically striking a deal with Comedy Central. He's being represented by CAA, which is one of the biggest agencies in the country. And so a lot of people are angry because a lot of his fame has been built on the backs of other comedians."
Yeah, CAA, by the way, my agency, not a big deal. But then I'm fantastic. Channeling Donald Trump there for a second. Okay, so now I can understand why comedians would be livid. Now, look, first of all, comedians are livid in general. They live in a perpetual state of lividness. But the thing that they hate the most is stealing their jokes, because that's their livelihood. And that's the #1 crime among comedians. And getting Comedy Central's show is a huge deal. So he was in the works to get one, but the rest of the comic community was so up in arms and so angry over it, Comedy Central had to pause on that project and go, whoa, what have we done here? So we don't know if he's actually going to get the show, but that's the reference in that tweet.
Yes, so Comedy Central has decided to put their plans to work with him on hold indefinitely. So we don't know how it's going to work out in the future. But if I were a comedian, first of all, if you look at his page, stealing a joke means that you post a joke and you use it as your own. You don't give any credit to anyone. I've been looking through his Instagram page all day long, and to be honest with you, he does give credit to the comedians, right?
And see, they claim he doesn't, so that's why
I think that there are probably some cases where he hasn't. Either he forgot or whatever, or maybe he did it on purpose. I don't know what his intentions are.
Or maybe he's giving them credit now after the criticism.
Maybe, but I definitely did go through his Instagram page. I'm like, okay, credit there, credit there, credit there. What he does more than anything is he aggregates jokes, okay? Kind of similar to what Huffington Post does, right? They aggregate the biggest news stories. Some of them are written by their own reporters. A lot of them are written by other reporters, and they kind of like bring it in as a link. So I would argue that if this guy isn't actually funny on his own, let him do the Comedy Central show. Let's see what he's got, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's easy for you to say, but if you're a comic who's been busting your ass your whole life trying to get a Comedy Central show.
I get it.
And they're like, well, let's give the guy who is not funny and took your jokes a show and see how he does. You'd be like, no, give me the show and see how I do.
No, I totally understand that. But also, and we know from experience, television is not easy right now, especially considering the fact that millennials don't even have cable. A lot of millennials are like, fuck this bitch, we're gonna go watch Netflix and do our online thing. And so to succeed on Comedy Central or any other network, it's difficult, right? And if you don't have the chops to succeed, you're not gonna succeed. It's that simple.
I mean, I know from experience on television that it's relatively easy for me. I mean, when I was on television, I was fantastic. Okay, best ratings MSNBC had at 6 o'clock until that point. Not a big deal. #1 rated show on current TV. Not a big deal.
Let's resurrect those controversies.
Okay. Anyways, look, I'm still a little split on this. If he does give the credit to people, okay, so he aggregates. I'm largely with Ann on this. Huffington Post aggregates, and I have no problem with what they do. And it's bringing the jokes into one place. Are some people going to think that they're his jokes? Of course they are. I'm sure a lot of people think that. Is it frustrating to the comics? Yes, so I understand. If they want to bring it to the TYT Supreme Court, we will adjudicate for them, and then if he's guilty, we will punish accordingly, okay? But overall, he's got to be a little bit more sensitive to it. If I was going to give a show, and we could, in our network, give a show to somebody, I wouldn't give it to the aggregator, right?
Yes, I agree with you on that.
Yeah, I'd give it to the guy who made the original jokes. Right?
I guess what I want more than anything is for him to fall flat so people feel vindicated, right? It's like the ultimate test. And I totally understand the perspective of the comedians. I would be livid if my intellectual property was either stolen or was not being used to make me famous, it was being used to make someone else famous. But at the same time, I think the ultimate vindication is watching him not be funny.
Well, okay, last thing on this, Anna. If somebody took your clips and kept putting them up somewhere, aggregating them, right? And they're like, hey, Susie, great job of aggregating Anna's clips. You now get a TV show.
Give that bitch a TV show. Let's see how she does.
Yeah, go ahead, give that bitch a show. Give it.